system, do you see black people at the head of the educational system disseminating the information via the curriculum? No, you think of the white race. If I talk about the medical institutions that come up with the drugs and the pharmaceutical companies that give us these things, do you think of black people? No, you think of white people. When you think of the judicial system, the court system, do you think of black people got their hands in this and pushing and pulling legislation? No. White people is what you think of. So our problems have their inception with white people. It's not that we're racist. The truth of the matter is, if you think of any major institution where the problems have their inception, trickle down and then affect poor people, the root of the problem is white power. You feel what I'm saying? So we got every right to say, man, white folks got to change the situation. Because we don't run no judicial system. And we don't run no other educational system. And we don't run no real estate system. We ain't not the banks and we don't extend the loans. You feel what I'm saying? We don't run all of that. So who are we to blame? Then they get mad. Oh, black people, you still complaining about white people? Hell yeah. We got every fucking right. Amongst us as the homies, I say, brother, hold yourself accountable. Don't pass the buck. But anytime I get on this fucking camera, bro, they gotta have it. You don't be acting like we ain't getting enslaved for 400 plus years. Fuck black people be so apologetic. They want to be the nigga who don't blame white people. Fuck that. I'm gonna blame white people all the fucking time. All the time. 400 years of oppression plus, and then come out of it for 50, 60 years, and you expect everybody to read right and respect each other the right way? After you done castigated us, make me have sex with my best friend's wife, make me have sex with my own mom? After doing all that shit, subconsciously, you don't think that that shit transmigrates into the DNA and manifests itself as the social ills that we are demonstrating against each other every day? There ain't no fucking way you could abuse the people for 400 plus fucking years and then turn around and expect them to behave normal after 50, 60 years. And in between the 50, 60 years we've been free, they've been assassinating our leaders. They've injected us with syphilis. They've given us vaccines that have formaldehyde and mercury, the second most poisonous thing on the planet. And the amount of mercury that they put in our vaccines is more than they would allow you legally to put in a dog, because it'll kill a dog. But they'll give us the second most poisonous thing on the planet, mercury, into our vaccines, and then put dead baby fetuses and caterpillar eggs in it. And then they're going to tell you to go to the drugstore called Rite Aid. But Rite Aid is what? R-I-T-E. Ritual. It could have been R-I-G-H-T as in correct, or the opposite of the left. Get them. But it's R-I-T-E, meaning ritual. But it's from the pharmaceutical companies, right? And if you go into the Bible and you look for the word sorcery in Greek, you'll see it means what? If you go to the Greek lexicon, sorcery is pharmakeia.
Okay.
Pharmacy.
Okay.
So the word pharmacy comes from Greek, which means sorcery.
Sorcery.
And Rite Aid is the ritual aid. So they aiding you in a ritual to give you drugs that put you in a trance because they performing sorcery. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But then this is just a nigga who dropped out of school in 10th grade. So the fuck I know. You see what I'm saying? That's the shit that's just fighting the nigga. The whole information is coming. Your brain is saying, man, but he's too fucking dark for this shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right, okay.
This don't come from no darky. This is what your brain telling you. And you fighting every fucking day. Like, yo, because I only get my best education from white people. Niggas be walking around proud as shit, got their fucking degrees. But you know what? A nigga will ask a brother for a refund in a fucking heartbeat for some stupid shit. But you went and you got a $20,000 student loan. And you ain't get a job that they promised you would get. And you ain't asked for a fucking refund for the student loan. You walking around crying you in fucking debt. But for your own man, you want a fucking $50 refund because your book came late. But your ass is owing $20,000 in student loan debt, and you ain't even get a job that they promised you. You went for school for business and administration, and your ass is printing shit in Kinko's for white fucking folks. And they trying to stop you from doing 40 hours, man. They trying to stop you from doing 40 hours so they don't have to pay you time and a half. That's how ugly this shit get. Even when you want to kill yourself at the job, they stop you just before 40 hours. Like, yo, you ain't gonna get that, nigga. You ain't getting time and a half. Black power. You see what I'm saying? But we the hustler, though. White man's the biggest hustler on planet Earth. Don't ever fucking think you are the biggest hustler or you the biggest gangster. This nigga right here sells cigarettes that got over 400 fucking chemicals in it. Nothing compared to marijuana. You feel me? But he'll sell the cigarettes over the counter. And black people sell the cigarettes over the counter and look at the brothers who sell weed on the streets as something's wrong with them brothers. But he lets you sell cigarettes over the counter legally, so you don't feel no way, because he made it legal.
good point.
But the homies is in the hood selling weed that can't compare to all the shit and cigarettes. But you see, that's illegal. But guess what? Now the hypocrite says, after we locked you niggas up for selling weed, we're going to sell weed in several more states. So what was all the crimes for when the niggas got locked up for it? Can we start releasing them now that weed is going to be legal? How the fuck? How is this a United States and you niggas ain't united in selling weed?
Snakes.
You feel what I'm saying? This shit crazy.
And heroin.
This is crazy. And once you start getting people to start thinking like this, then you become a target. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's about. So it ain't, and we go back. It ain't about dark skin, light skin, and this, that. That's part of that Willie Lynch thing. But you know, why am I thinking how light my brother is? Because he made a good point. Who does that fucking shit? Who does that? You feel me? Like, if a nigga put his hand in front of me to stop me from getting hit by a car, should I stop and say, man, how light was this motherfucker in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Like, who thinks like that, man? It was a good look. I ain't get fucking hit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that just show you this some slave shit. That you even looking at a nigga in the corner of your eye to see what complexion he is after he done dropped jewels in front of millions of people. We worried about the wrong things, man. That's how you can tell that we are suffering. And this is why I always say, they got clinics for who? They got clinics for people suffering from drug and substance abuse. Women go to shelters when they get abused. People drink too much or suffer from alcoholism. They got AA Anonymous meetings, Alcohol Anonymous meetings, right? But where is the shelter? Or where's the clinic for people that have been enslaved for 400 plus years? You got it for drug addicts. You got it for people suffering from alcoholism. You got it from people suffering from domestic violence and molestation. You got all sorts of forms for people like that to cope with their stress. But you don't got a facility for us to cope with us being enslaved for 400 plus years. But someone could go to Iraq and come back with post-traumatic stress disorder, right? From seeing his man get killed. But we can suffer from police brutality, but no one think black people fucking sick. From seeing their own brother being murdered in front of his wife-to-be. You don't think that traumatized a bunch of us black men in America and traumatized a bunch of black women in America, and seeing it over and over play out with no edits? But if I say something against homosexuals, my post may be blocked. But if I show you a black man being murdered live and direct with the blood and we watch his last breath, they don't block the fucking Instagram post. They don't block the Facebook post. We can see one of our own get murdered in cold blood from the very beginning to the end. We can see it in cold blood. No edit. But if I say something against homosexuals, my shit, I may be suspended for 40, 45 days online. But if a black man is seen being murdered in cold blood in front of his baby, oh, we're going to leave that up there. But you see, the legal aid is going to get paid an extra $500 plus dollars. $500 plus dollars. If you say that you're guilty, but he'll get nothing if he proves you're innocent.
Straight black pride.
And this doctor's going to get $10,000 or more if you perform a C-section. If he gets a C-section or an unnatural birth, he's going to get a $10,000 advance. But what happens when the woman undergoes a natural birth? There's no cash advance. You get a cash advance if the shit go wrong. But you don't get a cash advance. You just had another successful child born into this world. You didn't have to cut her belly or nothing. Here's 10 grand. No. You had an unsuccessful birth. Here's 10 grand for cutting her stomach open.
Right.
And what do you suppose takes place? Well, if I'm the doctor and my money's short and my mortgage behind like 60 racks, then I know I'm cutting 6 bellies. Cause I'm a nigga from the hood. You try me and I'm running low on bread, I'm on E, I'm likely to do any damn immoral thing. Cause that's how it works in the hood. But we think white people are above and beyond it. So these white folks is getting an extra $10,000 plus for C-sections and getting nothing if the birth is conducted the regular way. But we thinking nigga shit is above and beyond the one who created the nigga in the first place.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? How could the white man be above and beyond the nigga? He created the nigga. He spent hundreds of years to get this result. And that's why I tell people, even though I'll be pissed off what our brothers and sisters do, I know we was manufactured. You see how some shit is made in China? We made in America, bruh.
Damn.